I remember when it all started, walking in. The hairs on my skin standing just as awkward as I am in front of my peers. My ears can't help but to feel their whispers fill the air, their stares as blinding as the morning sun when it peeks through the blinds. My teacher finally finds me a desk in front of the last row. I quickly go while trying to swallow the knot in my throat. First stroke. Ew. Why she walk like that? Class burst into laughter. I walk faster as if finding my seat would somehow save me. Maybe if I sink deep enough into it, I'll be able to drown them out. Bell rings. Class leaves. My teacher looks, points at me and says, "Hey, don't worry. Boys only pick on girls that they like." Her voice strong, her eyes tight. I knew she was right, because after all, she was grown, and grown folks supposed to know what love looks like, so I sighed in relief. Accepting her beliefs as fact, I gripped the straps on my backpack and left class, trying to hold back the smile from taking over my face that night. I could barely sleep, anxiously awaiting the encounter with my first crush the next day. The next day, what I once thought was a walk of shame became my stage. To strut to my seat, I strut to my seat, I strut to my seat, but not before tripping over feet right in front of me. I guess you can say that's the first time I fell for him.
Let's go, Ayanna. Wow. Let's go, Ayanna.
He touched me in more ways than one. Some days he'd kick me, some days he'd pinch me, but I loved them all the same, because bruises can look a lot like hickeys. He even gave me nicknames.
Let's go, Ayanna.
Like ugly.
Let's go, Ayanna.
And I know most of you all wouldn't be flattered by that, but the fact that he actually took the time to notice my flaws seemed to draw me in more. He pushed me on the floor, and I tumbled head first. For lack of better words, I was head over heels. I could feel his love for me growing rapid.
Let's go.
He often made a habit of taking my money for lunch, and not once did I question his intentions, because my mother told me that women are supposed to be submissive, so I let him do as he pleased. He swept me off my feet. Every single time he pulled my chair from under me, he always had unique ways of getting my attention. For instance, he'd blow notes through a straw on my desk, and they were often too covered in spit for me to open them, and I imagined they were filled with sweet messages. He'd put delicate flowers made of gum in my hair, pull my pants just to see if I had strong underwear. He was the first guy to finger me. And I know, most people don't consider wet willies foreplay, but hey, he was creative like that. And I became attached, latched to the idea that love in some way must hurt. So this is to our daughters. Never allow someone to convince you that boys who hit you or pinch you are just playing house. You will grow up making excuses for the abuse that you allow and wonder how you got so lost along the way. Do not be okay with people saying boys will be boys, as if being a boy somehow makes it okay to taunt little girls who wrongfully grow up in a world where they think love and violence can coexist. I wish my teacher never parted her lips to insist that being picked on was like being hit on, because when you're older and really getting hit on, you can no longer be naive. Do not let them plant seeds of what is acceptable behavior, because later down the line, you'll find yourself getting more black eyes and scraped knees. Please, stop saying that bullying is like a boy's way of showing affection. Stop polluting little girls' perception of what love is. Fist to lips should not be considered the first kiss. See, this is my plea to free society from thinking that rape and sexual assault is a disgrace, but taunting and teasing and harassment is okay if you're a certain age. Eliminate the idea that one cannot stem from the other. Stop creating this misguided and ill-advised culture, because when you're taught to minimize abuse as a child, it is not as simple as simply growing out of it.
Let's go.